And welcome back to the AFLW Under-18 National Championships between the Victoria Metro and Western Australia, as Neve O'Connor in the ruck taps it down to Courtney Hodder from Western Australia. Western Australia get the first clearance. Almost marked there. Great body work there by Vic Metro to get the ball out through Madison Press Parkers now. They get another handball free. They're out in the wing. And great body work there by Danielle Courtney Hodder, it is, from Western Australia to force a stoppage with a boundary throw in on their half-back line.
All right, so now we've got McAuliffe from, I'm out of breath. I've just run back from the coffee room, but Western Australia, little handball off, inside again. Good work there from Deegan. Puts it on the boot, inside 50, good body work. Can't quite handle it. Little inside ball to Bartlett. She's a goal scoring machine. And great work there from Vic Metro to stop that goal there from Hannah McLaren. Spots a loose player down the middle of the field. See
a few names, a few different names in the Vic Metro team this year, because there's been a rezone in Victoria with the country and metro boundaries. So as a result, you'll see a few unfamiliar names in the Vic Metro team than you might have seen a few years ago, but that's not an unfamiliar name in Madison Press Parkers, of All-Australian player and prolific ball winner for the Metro girls.
Great work there from Dowrick, just to keep that ball in. She finds Duffy. Sabrina Duffy is a great player for the Western Australians. And here we have Doritzi, the ruckman. Didn't come off beautifully off the boot like it normally would. Good pressure there from Smith bin Omar.
Incorrect disposal there by the Vic Metro player to give Western Australia the free kick.
Spots a teammate, can't clean it up. Sarah Kendall comes in to try and get the ball out. Overrun by Sargent. Now comes out into this wing fortuitously for Rendleman. Runs onto the ball, good arms by Press Parkers. Gives it off to a teammate in Guerin. Who pops it up, big numbers. Vic at the front. Can't come up with it. Emily Pickett comes up with it out the back, hands it off to Taylor McAuliffe. Finds Smith bin Omar, can't quite keep control of it. Taps ahead with Susie Rose Deegan. Pips it up, goes back inside. Little rush snap, can't get it cleanly. And Quintel from Vic Metro, again also can't pick it up cleanly. Good defensive work from her. Ball's locked in and there'll be a ball up.
Now, this will be a hotly contested game between these two teams. They've been rivals in this competition, often contesting the former grand final of the national championships over the many years that have gone past, and they love a good contest against each other. Vic Metro probably a little bit more inside than Western Australia, but have had some wonderful battles over the years, and so no love lost between them, and we expect today won't be any different.
There was a little bit of a sling there, I think, from Deegan on Press Parkers. Like the whole Vic Metro team was sort of waiting for that umpire to make the decision there, but play the whistle, girls. So Dowrick comes around, pops it on the left boot, puts it up 2-on-1. So Vic Metro, slow it down here a little. Kicks across field dangerously. Can't take it cleanly was Caruso. Taps it ahead, getting some good pressure there from Hodder. Comes up with it again. Vic Metro tries to kick it through the pack, can't do it. Takes it out wide, gives the don't argue. That was Vesely. And here we have Press Parkers again. Brings it back inside, but who's that to? We've got Caitlin Hill from Western Australia there leading in the front. Pops it out, Caruso, a little handball. Doesn't hit a target. In Ricardo. Out to Emerson Woods, takes a bounce. Pops it on the boot, and Emerson Woods gets the first goal for Vic Metro.
This is a really fast game so far, Jules. We've seen, the ball move up and down there between the arcs, I guess, really quickly. And both teams want to move the ball on when they get possession. Really good numbers. They're running in numbers. There's a lot of numbers through the middle of the grounds. And both teams, when they've looked to go inside 50, haven't had a lot of players in there. So we'll see a fair bit of traffic through the middle of the ground. And I think for two teams that like to play outside footy, there's going to be a bit of inside work to be done today.
It's also interesting to see that she actually took a bounce in. We haven't seen too many bounces today. It's a little slow and heavy out there.
Absolutely, yeah. So, you know, bouncing, you're not going to want to do too much of that today.
The umpires found a free.
I think they're going to call it back. I think it was a poor ball up, yeah. So
often you do a poor ball up. Fair enough a bounce, but a ball up you think would be fairly...
Go again.
Yeah, why not? Hard up. On the boot. Finds a teammate in Maguire. Good clean footy so far. The other games we've really found they've been quite scrappy early and they've really settled into it well, both of these teams straight away. Smith bin Omar, she's featured a few times already. Smart click kick. Vic Metro come through to put the spoil in. That was Quintal.
And interesting, both teams looking to go through the corridor, but the other two games we've seen today, there's been a fair bit of work around the boundary, both teams keeping the ball nice and wide, and both these teams just want to run through the middle, let's get it in end to end as quick as possible.
Absolutely. Duffy puts it forward, good hands from the Victorian, couldn't quite clean it up. Beautiful work there from Emily Maguire, picks it up beautifully off her toes and finds her teammate Kate Bartlett, doesn't quite get it, but might just tow it through and gets a fortuitous kick. Goal for Kate Bartlett from Western Australia.
Well, really unfortunate for the Vic Metro defender there. She got the spoil in, did all the right work, but the ball fell over the back and she was on the wrong side of the contest. But terrific work there. What I'm really loving at the moment is Maguire. She's just been really exciting and you know, it's been her work, I think, that's kept the ball inside, but she's been really smart, really agile, really unpredictable with her movement for a defender. So she's winning that contest, and that's the reason why they've been able to go deep inside 30. And as we know in women's football, that inside 30s are a premium. That's where you get your scoring shots from. So terrific effort so far by Maguire from WA.
And we know Bartlett loves to kick a goal as well. She's got a few records in the previous year's championships. So
absolutely.
They'll be looking for her as a target down front. Here's Smith bin Omar again. Little handball inside. She's featuring heavily so far. Looks at her teammate tries to kick it to Cara Dada. Probably a little close to receive that kick. Maguire again. Ball up about 40 metres out. One of the Western Australian goals. Now we've got Maguire in the ruck, doing the work. Try to clear it out. Good little handball from McAuliffe. Out to a teammate. Pops it on the boot, over the corner, over the shoulder. Couldn't get the Victoria Metro in front through Guerin. Driving it forward though, couldn't quite pick it up cleanly. Fortunately for Vic Metro. Little handoff, pops it to a teammate in Patricius. Good kick down ground, spoil it for each other. Picking up was Bowen. Driving forward, Peskin. And she's found her teammate about 30 metres out in front.
And Maguire again.
Maguire again.
Well, Patricius there did all the right things. She's a really smart user of the ball. She's an elite talent, Patricius, very young, but poor decision to probably go inside the corridor, and that's resulted in Maguire being able to have this shot on goal now.
And that's a good-looking kick. And a little bit of a breeze, there's been a shift of breeze as well, which is really going to help the goal scoring at this end. So well done to Maguire.
She's got a lovely strong leg, hasn't she, Maguire? Really strong and mature body. You know, she's got great presence about her, and her routine is really nice. And you know, I think she loves kicking a goal, but absolutely just drove her hips and her foot through the ball and made sure that sailed through mid-post height. We might see a bit of a shootout between these two teams today. You know, they both love moving the ball nice and quickly and attacking the game. So I hope we see a bit of that rather than a defensive game. It's always exciting to see two teams just go at it and back themselves in.
Absolutely. Good tap from O'Connor. Little handball out the back from Sargent from Western Australia. Gets it forward for her team. Maguire again. Runs it around, tries to find a teammate, gets it back to Smith. Finds a teammate in Bartlett, the goal kicker. Check side. Just gets a hand on a Vic Metro 2-on-1 and they bundle it over for a behind. So Western Australia 2-1-13 leading Vic Metro 1 goal 6.
Already 6 inside 50s to 1 in favour of Western Australia. So Vic Metro are going to need to work out how they're going to be able to go, you know, past the halfway mark. I think they've only been past there once.
Vic Metro straight down the field as you were saying before, Charlotte. Decent sort of shot on goal there from Dowrick, but just misses to the left.
One of the challenges we saw with Vic Metro when they played country a couple of weeks ago was when they went forward, they didn't look like they had great structure as they went inside 50. I think all the numbers were pushed higher up the field and they didn't seem to have a really key dedicated lead up forward. So might be a challenge for them today if they can't orchestrate something there.
Thought Deegan may have gone for goal there. Did the unselfish thing and tried to put it at the top of the square when she probably could have had a shot on goal. But here she gets the free kick, is Sargent, Matilda Sargent. And you'll see this happens a fair bit when there's a lot of pressure on, a lot of free kicks get given away.
Absolutely, and particularly there's a lot of, as she comes in for the shot on goal, touched on the line there, but a lot of the Vic Metro girls haven't played at this level beforehand, so this is, this is very unfamiliar for them. And when you feel a bit uncomfortable or things are unfamiliar for you, you make silly mistakes that you wouldn't ordinarily make, and the pace of the game will be faster than anything they've played before. So they've got to be careful of that today.
That was a beautiful kick there from Duffy. Just went a bit further than she was expecting, I think, and centred it nicely. Had some good numbers around the centre square, but couldn't quite get it. Ball pops out. Brancatisano pops it downfield, looking for a teammate in Guerin.
So Guerin's in this team for the first time. She's been an emergency for the last 2 years, and great to see her in these colours. Got great pace. She's worked a lot on her kicking. A lovely long boot there. And the ball's just stopped almost in. They've got the numbers here if they work hard.
Great defence there from West Australia. Couldn't quite get around them, but beautiful work and a lovely kick there from Guerin.
Absolutely. Eleanor Brown here was found in the AFL Talent search last year. Lovely finish there, left foot.
It's gone to Charlotte Wilson.
Another debutante for this Vic Metro team. She's 17 later on this year. She's still only just turned 16 in December, so very young at the moment, Charlotte Wilson, from the Eastern Rangers, one of the new academies that's been built at AFL Victoria.
A bit of a floater off the boot, but plenty of time to improve on that.
Lots of nerves nice and early, get rid of the rubbish nice and early and then work your way into the game. But nerves is a really big thing for these girls at this competition. They'll be feeling a little bit overawed. Western Australia, very experienced group of players.
So DeRisi, she's a good sized body, kicks it downfield, spots one of her teammates in Cara Dada. Doesn't take the mark though, disappointingly. Looks inside, gets turned over. Brown gives it off to Caruso. Pops it over their head for Brancatisano. Comes thrashing through. Good defence from Western Australia. Look at his step back inside. And the ball's getting kicked out on the full, and that'll be a free to Vic Metro.
Well, terrific pressure there by Vic Metro to make sure that they kept the ball inside their 50, and it was better for them when WA were rebounding the ball through the middle of the ground. Vic Metro are much better at manning up across the middle of the ground to try and win the footy back, so they might have settled a little bit and gotten rid of some of those early game nerves.
So the football's gone in the creek and no one is keen to touch that at all.
It's Queensland Creek, it's probably full of taipans.
Wow. Bull sharks, actually. Anyway, Western Australia clear it out of their 50. Out over the back, a beautiful mark there from Kate Bartlett. Spots Cara Dada. All right, should have gone back inside, should have handed it off to keep it moving quickly. Not a good decision there at all, but so Caruso intercept that mark, that kick from Cara Dada. Finds Press Parkes in the middle. Good body work from Patricius.
And great vision from Press Parkes. She knew Ricardo was out there nice and wide. And
great defensive work from the Western Australians there. Kicks the ball out. Back to Sargent. Goes around the corner looking for teammates. Play on, says the umpire. Hasn't been taken. And Press Parkes, not play on, hasn't gone far enough.
Wow. Great diving effort there by Press Parkes. But again, I spoke before about not having a really kind of key, dedicated lead up forward at the moment, Vic Metro. And they're really being exposed a bit there, whereas WA at the other end of the ground got some really strong targets up forward. So it'll be interesting to watch how Vic Metro go to score their goals today.
Press Parkes ducks under that one nicely. Brings it back inside. We've only got about 30 seconds left on the clock. Umpires paid that. So that'll be the end of the scoring for today, and that goes to Dowrick. Chips it out to a teammate in Duffy, but misses the target. Now, 12 seconds left on the clock. It's going to be tight.
Then one go forward.
Boundary throw in. West Australian front position by McAuliffe. Taps it down. Kills it. And that's the end of the first quarter between Vic Metro. 1 goal, 1-7 to West Australia's 2 goals, 3-15. A little shell-shocked Vic Metro.
I think that they've got so many debutants on their team. It's just going to take them a quarter or two to really get their eye in and shake out those nerves and just forget of where you're playing and just go out and do what you do. You know, back yourself and you're here for a reason, and just come and play. Play football as you do, whether it's in Victoria or here at the National Championships. But take nothing away from Western Australia. They're up. They're on their toes. They're using their experience and to their advantage. Lots of self-belief from them. Interestingly, I said earlier on in the quarter, 6-1 inside 50s. That ledger's now a bit more balanced. 8-6 in favour of Western Australia, and Vic Metro sort of got their eye in late in the quarter. Leading possession winners there. Madison Press Parkers to be expected for Vic Metro with 8 touches and McPherson with 5. And for the West Australians, Dowrick with 7 and Duffy on 6, Bartlett and Smith bin Omar, the forward there, on 5. So sharing the load there, the West Australians, and it's going to be a terrific 4-quarter game of football for us to watch.
Absolutely. And don't forget to join in the conversation at #AFLW U18s. And we'll be back in about 5 minutes with the second quarter of this NAB AFLW Under-18s game from Bond University, Vic Metro versus West Australia. And we're back for the second quarter of the NAB AFLW Under-18s game here between Vic Metro and Western Australia. Currently, Western Australia with an 8-point lead. And we're at Bond University today. The ground's a little bit wet at one end, so it's been a little bit sluggish today.
Cold and dark, Jules. We might need the lights on, I think.
Back to the daylight savings, which they don't have. So Hodder tries to keep control of it. She was quiet in the first quarter, pushing it downfield. Good front position from Caruso. Straight to Press Parkes. Pushes it. Went to give it inside, but didn't.
That's a lovely hit to Olivia Vesely out there wide.
Absolutely. Good pressure there from Carling from Western Australia. Gives away the free though, a little bit high. Press Parkes again. Tries to hit up. That's a little bit of tunnelling. And she'll get the free. Free to Victoria.
It's Georgia Ricardo, who I spoke about before. It's a debut this year. She's made the team last year and then busted I think it was a collarbone before she could come away on the championship. So really great to see her out here. Really good cricketer. Plays with the Melbourne Cricket Club as well in their firsts. Another dual sport athlete in our talent ranks.
Great to see you bringing up cricket and football commentary. I didn't even have to bring it up this time, so that's great.
Don't need to do it. Space
Ricardo.
for everyone.
Oh, a bit of height at the back. Western Australia clear it out nicely. Oh, good pressure from Western Australia. All eyes for the ball though. I think that was Duffy from Western Australia.
Great tackling there by Sarah Dargan. She's the oldest player in the Vic Metro team and a veteran of this team. She's been in the team 3 years now.
Good tap back by O'Connor because Parkes can't control it. Ball's going to not just sneak over the boundary line. Oh, it didn't completely go over, but the boundary umpire's called that. Obviously getting a bit cold on the boundary line, wants to have a throw in.
Absolutely. Be part of the game.
That's it. So McAuliffe versus O'Connor. Good tap down, looking for Press Parkes, couldn't find it. Patricius in there. Press Parkes fighting hard, wrapped up. Wrapped up by Duffy and Bowen. Well tapped forward by O'Connor. Great body work. Press Parkes versus Hodder is a great contest today.
Let's keep that going all game.
Duffy getting the free there on Guerin. So now we've got Patricius again. Gets around Hodder. Good pressure, but only gives it up to Dorizzi. Drives it downfield. Finds Bartlett. Steps inside. Very clever. Good front position from Western Australia. Recovers well. Deegan back inside. Oh, and it just misses to the right from the kick from Smith bin Omar.
She didn't need to actually turn onto her right, but she could have actually turned onto her left. There's so much space behind her in the corridor that she would have had enough time to square up and hit. So sometimes the pressure of these carnivals, you don't have the time to or you don't think you've got the time to terrific mark there in front of two Vic Metro players. But
Dowrick pops it on the left boot, drives it back inside 50. Keep that pressure on. Oh, can't hold the mark as Bartlett. Unusual for her. Taps it forward. Good touch on it. Press Parkes, she's everywhere. Another behind to Western Australia.
Interesting to see how Press Parkes goes. Unfortunately, she sort of carries cramps. She cramps quite late in games, so she's doing a lot of running at the moment, a lot of touches. So we just need to she needs to make sure that she can get through this whole game. She's running end to end at the moment.
Just picked up another touch there. She kicks it out to her teammate, who then kicks it into the Western Australia McAuliffe. Boundary throw in.
Well, it's the second time Olivia Vesely's done that. It's her second time at this championship. She was a talent search player we discovered last year, and she hasn't played a lot of football, but second time she's done that today. So it shows you the pressure these girls are feeling.
Absolutely great work there from the Western Australian defender in Bowen. That'll be other way around. So she got Pingfer in the back there. I thought she might have got her for incorrect disposal. Dorizzi at the back, flies, can't hold it. Dragged off the ball. Good defensive work. That was Dowrick again.
Well, Dowrick's just been terrific today, hasn't she? Just been exciting through the middle of the ground. And
so Dowrick to Bowen. Finds a teammate and beautifully read there by Maguire. Led beautifully at the front.
They had three options coming up at them at the ball, didn't they? Where you compare that to the other end of the ground with Vic Metro and just the lack of lead up forwards coming through. So you know, that's a real advantage there for Western Australia today. Vic Metro is going to need to make sure that the ball just doesn't go inside West Australia's forward 50 so that they don't have to deal with those three key forwards.
Oh no, and that's terrible defence from the Victoria Metro team. With Susie Deegan able to mark that. It's going to be a tight angle, which is going to try and kick it around the corner, which she does. So Deegan gets her first goal for the day to take Western Australia's lead to 2 goals, 23.
Well, Mackenzie Dowrick now leads the Western Australia possession count with 10 touches. Sabrina Duffy on 7. Press Parkes 11. But after Press Parkes, there's a bit of daylight. So Vic Metro needs some more contributors around the contest and help out Press Parkes.
Back in the middle. Big tap forward. Press Parkes comes up with it again. Drives it forward. Good body position there. It's holding the play without the ball. Vic Metro, good opportunity for them here through the kick of Emerson Woods, who finds her teammate in Ricardo.
Probably a little bit long for Ricardo's leg. She's a lovely kick, really composed player, very cool under pressure. Might be a little bit long for her given the swirling wind today. Bit of body work happening, but she's just found the Western Australian defender. McAuliffe tries to run it out. That's Ugle. She's caught. Another opportunity here for Vic Metro. So this is Gabrielle Newton. Another debutant for Vic Metro. Plays for the Northern Knights, Melbourne's northern suburbs.
Quite calm on the way in, and that's a beautiful looking kick. So, great kick to Gabrielle Newton, her first of the day as well. And that takes
really good to see.
Sorry, to 2-1-13.
Really good to see Vic Metro responding to that goal from WA to keep themselves in the hunt. 10 points down only, and just really good to know that they can win. If they win the contest in the middle of the ground and they do go inside 50, they can get shots on goal. That for them as a group of kids that, you know, most of them playing for the very first time here, they know that if they do go forward, you know, they're right in this game. So the game here will be, I think, will be won and lost through the middle of the ground today.
Up back, far side.
Good tap down, no one gets it cleanly. Drops out the back, Western Australia come up with it. Snap it round the corner, that's Bowen. Up the back to Bartlett. Picks it up nicely, steps inside. Good mark in front. Great work from Vic Metro there. Probably not her best kick in the world, and unfortunately kicks it straight down the throat of Cara Dada. She gets it back inside to Deegan. And Deegan snaps another goal, her second for the quarter.
Well, we might be seeing the shootout that we were hoping for when we talked about that earlier in the first quarter, Jules, that, you know, there's a lot of clean, quick ball movement. Both teams keen to just keep the ball quiet on the outside and not get caught up in too many stoppages. The country and Queensland game, they enjoyed a bit of congestion, and in the previous game we saw the same thing. So both these teams playing outside footy, and as a result we're getting lots of shots on goal, and it should be very entertaining for those people back home watching.
Absolutely. So Western Australia extend their lead 4-5-29 to Vic Metro's 2-1-13. Good tap forward from McAuliffe there. Press Parkes comes up with it, as usual, driven into the ground by Bowen. Can't pick it up cleanly with Flanagan. Has another attempt at it. Good numbers in there, Deegan again. Driving it forward, Cara Dada. Backs off the ball. Good follow-up. We've got Hodder coming through there, I think, and coming in to join the pack.
Well, the willingness of the WA players, WA forwards, to hunt the football. That Vic Metro player was one out to 1-on-4 or 1-on-5, and really the defenders shouldn't be leaving their teammate on their own like that. And just shows you WA how much confidence and belief, how much they want the ball inside their forward 50.
Vic Metro, good work there, out to Flanagan, and gets pinned. Super defensive work there from the Western Australian Sargent. centres it. But a great grab.
It's McPherson, who's taken some really terrific marks so far in this game. Another debutante player. She comes from the Eastern Rangers, one of the new academies. And she hits up Isabel Quintal, who played last year as well.
Beautiful work from Derek. Really got to the front there. Trying to get first use of the ball. Bit of a wrestle at this stage. Still just under 5 minutes to go in this second quarter. Vic Metro a little bit of work to do. Duritzi just gets a little tap on it for Western Australia. Ball's wrapped up. That was Vesely. Duritzi again. Good to tap down. Over the top to Sargent. Little handball out. Carling. Hodder. Can't control it. Goes to ground. Cops a little knock to the head, but not spotted. It'll be a ball up. Not far from West Australia's 50 metres. Tap down again to Duritzi. Victoria Metro come up with it. Darrick, just front position. She's a strong player, good hands. Beautiful left foot hit, but well read
by Quintal.
Well read by Victoria Metro. Steps back inside is Valentini. Can't quite control it. Hodder again. Playing beautifully on ball. A Vic Metro player driven into the ground. Starting to get those numbers around the ball now.
They are. I mean, the issue is when Press Parkes goes off the ball for a rotation, you know, they just don't have anything to sort of replace that. So, you know, Press Parkes has gone down back there for a rotation, but, you know, she's only having to rebound the ball that she's not winning up there in the stoppage.
Sort of a Band-Aid as opposed to an actual suture.
Correct. Great analogy, Joyce.
Thank you very much. Courtney Hodder down the ground, but another beautiful mark there from McPherson. Trying to repel this attack from Western Australia, but they keep coming. Nice Smith bin Omar. She's been impressive so far. Hands it off to a teammate at the back, driven into the ground. She's going to get pinged for that. Great defensive work from Vic Metro then. Far wing. Driving it down ground. Can't find a target. Everyone knows they're on a little chip off the ground. Western Australia keep flooding down that way. So Ugle Hayward. Can't control it. Vic Metro turn it back inside. Is met with a sea of Western Australians, but gets the free kick. So this is McClellan. Middle of the ground. Good work from West Australia. Got a bit of room to play with here, but straight down the Press Parkes reads it beautifully. Pushes up the ground. Runs around her opponent. Drives it to the advantage of her team. Can't quite control it is Valentini. We'll get Emerson Woods comes up with it. One of the goal scorers for the Vic Metro teams. Cornish. Little handball back inside. We've got Woods again here. Good pressure from Western Australia. Good handballs to try and clear it out. Very controlled under pressure, and Darrick again drives well. Here's Kate Bartlett. Pops it on the boot. Very controlled. Spots a bit of space out the back. And it just gets a bad bounce, but good attacking football from Western Australia.
Yeah, it's terrific work. Their spread's really terrific, and the Vic Metro defenders had pushed up really high, and they're using Press Parkes there as a rotation down back, but she's having to do so much work that it's not so much a rotation. So the Vic Metro defenders look very tired and very slow to push back defensively.
Little tap out. Ball's coming this way. Is met first by Duritzi. Tries to drive it forward, doesn't get a very good bounce as McPherson. Tries to clear it across the face. Good contest out there between Smith. Oh, and a beautiful mark. Great work there from McPherson.
She's been outstanding. Her contested marking's been phenomenal. She just needs to settle a bit with her kicking, but just been outstanding across the back line, McPherson.
Courtney Hodder didn't quite bring that back far enough for her teammate to get a hand on, which is in Deegan. Got about 30 seconds to go left in this quarter. Ball up, good opportunity for West Australia here. Can Vic Metro keep them out? Going to try and kill it. which they do successfully.
As we sort of lead into half time, 19 inside 50s to 8 in favour of Western Australia. Probably has been the tail of this game so far.
Absolutely. Ball cleared out. Back to the Victorians through Brown. I thought Vic Metro actually fought harder in that quarter and seemed to regroup a lot better. Western Australia, as you said, had a lot of inside 50s, but they did prevent them from scoring too much. I mean, I know the score is 2-1-13 to 4-6-30, but the number of inside 50s conversions of scoring is not that high.
Correct, yeah. Look, Vic Metro have been, probably a little bit more efficient going inside, but certainly, maybe they're pushing a little bit high up defensively, as I said, and just don't have the legs or the engine to be able to push back as quickly as Western Australia. But look, take nothing away from Western Australia. They've just been outstanding. Their forwards are really up. They're energetic. They're really proactive. They're working really well together. And some of the run and carry and the hardness from the midfielders of Western Australia. Dowrick's just been phenomenal. She's had 12 touches, Deegan with 9, Duffy with 8, and we know Duffy's inside ball use is just terrific. Doritzi with 7, Bartlett with 7, Smith bin Omar 7. So there's a lot of contributors in the mid-forward region. And then when we look at, for Vic Metro, 14 touches to Press Parkes, but the next number down is 9 with McPherson, Brancatisano with 9 as well, Kendall with 5. Ricardo 4, and so a lot of those possessions, the higher possession winners are in the back half of the ground for Vic Metro, which probably tells that story a little bit. As I said, that inside 50 just imbalance there. So Vic Metro got their work cut out for them. There's a lot of debutantes. It's a good teaching game for them. They'll go back, regardless of the outcome later on this afternoon, they'll go back and have a look at the vision. A lot of the kids today will have a look at their first game playing at national championships and learn about what you need to bring. And I think certainly WA look very composed, bringing their experience and using that as an extra tool against the Vic Metro team.
Absolutely. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel at afl.com.au/women's/U18s. And we'll be back in about 10 minutes for the second half of the NAB AFLW Under-18s Vic Metro versus Western Australia. And we're back for the second half of the AFLW under-18s between Vic Metro and Western Australia. Currently, Western Australia with a 17-point lead, with a few goal scorers, Bartlett, Maguire, Deegan with 2 for Western Australia, Woods and Newton for Vic Metro. A little bit of work to do here by the Victorians to get back into this game. Straight up, big tap down from Rendleman. Driving it forward. Good grab there from Emerson Woods. Pushes back quickly. Tries to find a target. And good front position, can't maintain it. Over the shoulder though, she's being paid the free. And that's Georgia Ricardo. Long way out. Looks for a lead. Just hits a little bit low on her target. Can't quite grab it. Looks around, wheels around McClellan. But Western Australia have pushed back on the line. Takes the mark. Good front position again there from Bowen. Far side of the field, trying to clear it out. Press Parkers. Diving on it, Vic Metro. Being wrapped up by Western Australia now. Through Pickett. The ball will get balled up on the far side of the field. Just inside Vic Metro's goal scoring area.
Vic Metro's going to need to do that. It's good they won the first clearance of this third quarter. They can't let the ball go inside 50 as they have a shot on goal and a bit off to the right there, but they need to make sure the ball doesn't go in Western Australia's forward 50. They've got such an abundance of strong key forwards, Western Australia, that the best way to sort of negate them is to not put it in that vicinity in the first place. So, good start from the Victorians.
Pickett, far side of the field. McAuliffe gets a boot on, but good position and great work there from Vic Metro.
Who's a pretty courageous kid, in fact. She's pretty slight in her body, but she contests the ball really well.
Plays on quickly as Bartlett. Drives it deep inside Western Australia's 50. Toe to head. That's Ugle. Oh, just goes across the face, stays in play. In pursuit is Kendall. And the ball's gone out of bounds. Good attacking play there from the Western Australians.
And again, the Victorians are going to have to work out how they're going to extract the ball from this forward 50, because generally they get a shot on goal, the West Australians, when they go inside 50.
So another behind today, but that'll be Western Australia this time.
Get to the top side, Vic.
4 goals, 7-31.
Get to the top side.
So Victoria Metro bringing it back in, trying to find someone to kick to. Good mark from the back.
That's McPherson again. It's McPherson's 6th mark for the game.
And I reckon all of those have been contested. Good position from Western Australia, front of the pack.
Might be Dowrick, I think, again.
Absolutely, she's been strong as well. Left foot, good looking left foot kick. Big fly from the front. Play on, says the umpire. Maguire couldn't quite get it. And look at her teammate and Deegan. And Kendall into the ruck for Vic Metro, gets a little tap, gets her own, rucks her own tap work. Gets driven into the ground. And the umpire's going to ball it up.
And this is a challenge we saw for Vic Metro in the first half of the game, that once that went inside WA's forward 50, they couldn't extract it across that half back line. So, a bit of work for the Vics to do here.
Deegan doing the work off Press Parkers. Tapping it along, can't clear it out. Good work by the Vic Metro girls. Clearing out the back of about the back of the pack, good numbers. Can't get it out cleanly though. Pushing through for the West Australians in Carling. Ball's wrapped up, top of the 50. Can't quite clear it out yet.
Chelsea.
So going to get ball up on Western Australia's 50 metre, tap down beautifully to Deegan. She gets up and under it. No one can take the mark. Falls into the arms of McPherson again.
She just needed to go wider with that kick. She'd done all the right things, but just kick it to space to create an opportunity for a teammate to come onto it.
Duffy drives it back inside. Maguire, no, that's Smith bin Omar. Chris Parkers back. Little snap around the corner. Still doesn't go through the goals. Trying to handball it out. wrapped up by Yaron. There's a ball up just out on the goal square, I think that would be. Pretty close. Oh, straight down the throat of Yaron. Just absolutely gifted her a goal then.
And our stoppages inside 50 are always just so they're so dangerous for a defensive defensive group. Just simply because, you know, if you've got really strong key forwards or small agile forwards like a Hodder down there or Yaron, you know, they're always, if you give them an inch and they'll take a mile and they'll hit you up on the scoreboard. So they needed to be a bit better defensively, Vic Metro, and they needed to be able to clear the ball out and get it out deeper and higher up the ground, and just haven't at the moment found an avenue to break out of that West Australian 50. In fact, generally the only way the ball's coming out of that forward, of their defensive 50 is through a goal. So they've got to work out how to extract the ball from their defensive line.
At the back, Deegan. Good mark from her again. Started from McAuliffe in the ruck. Spots Smith Omar on her own. Should be racking up the possessions.
And again, just undisciplined work there. I think it was Sarah Kendall just left Smith bin Omar just out on her own, and just smart, unselfish play there by the West Australians to share it around and hit up someone who's free.
So Press Parkis at the front.
And this next kick's the really important one.
So Duffy goes hard. Great defensive work there from Vic Metro.
Great tackling there by Sarah Dargan, the oldest girl in the team for them, and the most experienced player at this level.
Oh, and a beautiful grab from behind by McAuliffe. Really using that height to her advantage. Spots a teammate, but Press Parkis reads it so beautifully. She's everywhere at the moment. Takes it up through the centre.
It's what Ricardo does really well. She holds her width really nicely and promotes width, and she's so sure with her hands and uses the ball generally pretty well by foot. It was a poor kick from her then, but she promotes the width of the team. Ricardo holds her position well.
Fabry, great body work there as well, and maintained her feet. So we've got Deegan here again for Western Australia. Driving it forward again. She's spotted Smith Omar. Another possession, ball on the ground again. Can't take it cleanly, and there's going to be a ball up again. Okay. Little tap down, Press Parkis surprisingly comes up with it again. Looking for a teammate. Little tap by Jansen. Drives it down that far flank. Paid, but it's played on. Hasn't quite hit a target, but a good little 1-2. But gets absolutely pummeled. It was Vesely.
The pressure from Western Australia is just outstanding. They've always got numbers at the contest, and they're prepared to work back defensively and hump that football back. It's just outstanding from them.
Yeah, I reckon that's Yaron. Oh, it's just missed to the left. And she's pretty quick to take those shots on goal, Yaron.
Absolutely. The West Australians spread, and then their work for each other is just so terrific to watch.
Press Parkis taking the kick-ins now, so she's going for that record of possessions today.
And kick it to herself.
Big kick out the back, great work.
Terrific mark there.
Beautiful by Flanagan. And she really had to take that kick to herself to try and break that wall that's been set up by Western Australia.
Get a bit more length and a bit more drive beyond that 50 mark.
McClellan, intercepted, Hodder. Takes a bounce. It's about the second one we've seen for today. She's going to go, no, she's not going to go again. Little chip kick.
Probably should have gone again.
Deegan steps around her opposing player. Oh, gets a bad bounce. Followed through by Yaron. Press Parkis has pushed back. Spots her teammate in Caruso. Can't quite take the mark. Looking for someone. She's got Brown here on her own. Steps around beautifully around Hayward. Little pop over the top, Caruso. Down the near wing. This is better from Vic Metro. Can't quite hit Woods. Steps back inside, straightens herself up, has no one to kick to though. Beautifully run down there and great pressure from Valentini.
Well, that was fascinating. There was no one leading up in the forward 50. Everyone was on top of the arc. There were no key forwards coming up at the kicker, and as a result, Emerson Woods got caught holding the ball.
Again, another communication error there from Vic Metro. No one really wanting it. Ricardo drives it deep. Fabry dropping back. Gets a little handball away. And they just keep this inside the inside boundary. But a good opportunity for Vic Metro here. Try and get some scores on the board, put some pressure on Western Australia. So, boundary umpire thrown in. Doritzi, front position, taps it down. Goes straight to a Vic Metro player in Guerin though. Pops it out the bat, there's Hugo Hayward. And we've got Doritzi again. Good handball, good pressure though from Patricios. Potter, unbelievable, takes a bounce. That's straight into Caruso's head. Not Caruso, that's...
Jansen? Chelsea Jansen, who's still feeling the effects of having Courtney Hodder's ball booted into her head. Poor thing. She looks like she's okay.
You should be right, but good courage there from the young Vic Metro player.
Absolutely. Well, if you're Western Australia's coach, you'd be pretty happy right now with Madison Press-Parkes, the last line of defence for Vic Metro right now, that you've been able to orchestrate your team to the point that Vic Metro coaching staff have had to push Press-Parkes all the way back there, which means she's not up here in the contest and allowing Vic Metro to push forward. So that's a win for the West Australian coaching team.
Absolutely, and Jansen looking a little sheepish when she came off, but very, very healthy. She'll be fine. She'll be back on.
Big smiles on her face there as she takes the bench.
Absolutely. Having a bit of a laugh, the fact that she's tried to smother a ball with her head instead of her hands.
Great highlight.
Absolutely. Good work there by Rendleman. She's moved into the ruck, but driven forward again by Maguire. Out the back, good position from Press-Parkes. Over the shoulder, play on, says the umpire.
Oh, great courage there from Press-Parkes, backing back into traffic. She knew there was a hit coming and stood her ground and almost took that mark. Terrific work.
Little tap down by Kendall. Driving through and kicking it out as Dargan.
That's a terrific mark there by Eleanor Brown there in front.
Gone to the ground but tried to clear it out. Courtney Hodder, probably closer to the ground than most people out there. She manages to hold her feet. Far side of the field. It looks like the ball's gone out. It'll be a boundary throw in.
Well, Courtney Hodder's a product of the AFL's Kickstart program, which was just discovered there. And you might notice that about half of the team, half of the West Australian team is Indigenous, including all of their leadership group. And it's just really terrific to see the investment. In WA have had the Kirby Bentley Cup over there for a number of years, and they've got a lot of players that have come out of these initiatives designed to bring more Indigenous players to the game. And we're seeing some wonderful performances today from some great Indigenous players for Western Australia.
Absolutely. Charlotte Wilson wrapped up there for Vic Metro. Good ball movement again. Their spread from Western Australia has been outstanding today. Duffy chasing. A little bit of miscommunication with Maguire. You don't want to run into her. We've got Hugo Hayward putting some pressure on. There's a free kick to Hugo Hayward. Great work by her. Straight into the person on the mark again through Guerin. Patricios trying to bust through. Great work from Dargan. Drives it downfield. We've got Hugo chasing here. Hops it back on the boot. Sits back a little bit on it. Probably doesn't quite hit the target that she was after.
Guerin's got Georgia Ricardo inside. If she doesn't look laterally at all and misses that Georgia Ricardo was on her own. Great mark though from Neve O'Connor. Neve at 188 centimetres. Apparently.
She's unfortunately kicked it straight back down the other ruckman's throat in McAuliffe. Running it out the back. Bowen's taken it, far wing. Pushing it down to Yaron. She wheels round, finding her teammate in Cox. This is great movement from the Western Australians. Maybe taking a little bit too long, getting time for the Vic Metro girls to push back in defence. Pops it on the boot. Vic Metro in the front position. And that's Warburton. Over the head of Patricios.
Oh, lovely ball.
Outstanding.
Beautiful work.
Obviously watched Eddie Betts doing that the other night and he was amazing as well. Good work from Vic Metro. Front position. Just a little bit overcooked. West Australia's come up with it through Smith.
Great pressure.
Press-Parkes.
into the midfield for a rest. Terrific mark there by Olivia Flanagan.
Yes. And a great goal from Olivia Flanagan. On the run, spotted no one was back and had a shot.
And really good to see Vic Metro. It started with, I think it was McPherson who took the intercept mark in the back line, and she ran really quickly, she pushed off, found her teammates to the middle of the ground, and they were able to move the ball inside 50 much quicker than they have previously, not let WA push back. Their spread's been amazing. So as we go to the 3/4 time break, Vic Metro 3-2-20, WA 5-8-38, 3-goal lead as we go into the last quarter.
And don't forget to join in the conversation at #AFLW U18s. And we'll be back in 5 minutes for the last quarter of the NAB AFLW Under 18s from Bond University. We're back for the final quarter of the NAB AFLW Under-18s game between Vic Metro and Western Australia. Western Australia currently leading by 18 points. It'll be an interesting last quarter. Charlotte Curtis.
Yeah, look, Vic Metro have got the ability to score quickly and freely, as we've seen. They have to win the centre clearances, and they've got to keep Madison Press-Parkes in the middle of the ground. I think when she pushes back deep, they really struggle to push forward. So, got their work cut out for them, but they have the ability to do it.
Just going to have to hit a bit of a target though. Press-Parkes on cue. Gets the ball and is cleaned up. Weird ball up. She's been outstanding today, really carrying this Vic Metro team.
Randleman's been terrific in the ruck for Vic Metro too, so she's really given them a lot of opportunity through the middle of the ground. It's just when the ball hits the deck, they've got to make sure they push the ball forward.
Dargan snaps it around the corner. Good ball movement there from Newton. Puts it down to Woods. Within kicking distance.
Emerson Woods today. Yeah, it is probably a bit beyond her, but I've liked her today. She needs to be looking now to give it off. She can't kick that distance. She'll be kicking from about 40 metres, so her teammates need to be presenting and actually providing options for her.
Big jump from the back. Can't take it. Press-Parkes is pushed back. On the ground, can't clear it out. Western Australia dive in on it. Pops out the back. Caitlin Hill comes up with it. Handballs it off to Pickett. Down this near wing. Got Deegan in chasing. A little shove in the back, not called. Picked up beautifully by Caruso. That's the ball being held. Umpire's not going to call that for holding the ball. Very lucky to get away with that.
Yeah, very lucky. She did sort of back into that traffic, so she's got to learn to get rid of that ball a little bit quicker.
Good tap from McAuliffe down to Deegan. Good front position, great effort from Dargan. Sorry, that was Warburton. Sneaks out the back, Sargent. Not the best kick in the world, but manages to still get a hand on it. Was Smith Omar Bin. Kate Bartlett squares it up, and a beautiful, beautiful mark there from the Western Australia in Maguire.
And WA just move the ball with such attacking energy, and they move it nice and quickly forward, capitalising on Vic Metro's. The defensive transition's not super just yet. They'll have to keep working on that across the week. So, opportunity inside 50 for WA.
Just misses to the right. Maguire will be disappointed with that. Does get them just out of the free kick.
Handy
difference.
Point, maybe?
Absolutely, potentially. Okay, Victoria kicking down the far flank. Much better ball movement. Hugging that boundary. And it's taken over by Press-Parkes again for a boundary throw-in on the far wing.
Now, Press-Parkes' next 12 minutes are going to be really important for Vic Metro here. If they're to keep the ball moving forward, stopping the ball going into Western Australia's really scarily offensive forward line.
Press-Parkes goes to ground with the ball. Another ball up. She is looking exhausted.
She probably should be. She's been all over the ground today.
Good tap from McAuliffe. Good ruck work by both ruckmen, in fact. Tapping it forward beautifully is Guerin. Trying to keep the ball moving. Inside 50 now. Pops it on the boot. It's Newton. Good front position there from Hill. Diving on it is O'Connor. That ball's not coming out. And it's going to get balled up.
So O'Connor, the resting ruck, she had the front spot then and probably gave it up far too easily. Didn't engage body contact with the defender to sort of feel her way around while her eyes were in the air. And Western Australia, terrific effort to rebound the ball yet again.
Dowrick trying to clear it out the far side. Doritzi, good pressure, good don't argue from Bowen. It's been just run over the top of Vic Metro. Just hands it off to a teammate and Quintal. But good front position, Doritzi. She's been pretty solid today as well.
Some really good marking, really good aerial contested marking's just been outstanding from the West Australians today. They really back themselves in. They really believe they're going to catch that ball, and they bring presence to the contest. It's just brilliant to watch.
Deegan drives forward, little shove in the back. Umpires picked it. That was Karadada giving away the free. It's like Warburton's got this. Little chip over. Front position, too big.
Oh,
great mark.
Outstanding from the West Australian.
That's McAuliffe again. Little flat kick to her teammate Maguire, but couldn't quite hit the target. At the back, no, didn't hold it for long enough, Flanagan. And she's wrapped up on that far wing again. Just trying to work out who's actually going to be in the ruck. McAuliffe, big punch forward. Yeah, and Hodder coming through. Not trying to clear it out. Rugby union style ruck clearance. Good position in front, but play on by McPherson. Still got another little hand on it. West Australia running away with it with Bartlett. And she's kicked a really good goal from Kate Bartlett. That's her second today.
Well, Isabel Quintal just far too loose then on her direct opponent there. She was probably 7 or 8 metres in front of her, and as we've seen from the West Australians today, you cannot give them any space inside their 50. They're just too strong in the air, and you've really got to work on the body pressure on the forwards today, and they're going to finish terrifically in front of goal, just like we saw then. So possibly the ball game, you would say. 4 goals now, 4 goals 1 might, being the difference now. It might be just a bit too much for Vic Metro.
They should have known.
Great work there from Cornish, from Vic Metro. He moved into the ruck now. Ball at the back, Press Parkes again. Ball in the boot, pops up beautifully, Deegan. Good smother by Caruso. Little pop back at Caruso again. Handball off to her teammate McLaren. Little downfield. Really nice work there from Newton. Slips inside to Brancatisano. Gets cleaned up by Western Australian defence. Brown. Inside 50 now. Dropping back of the Western Australian defenders. And that's Peskid. Doesn't quite clear it enough. We've got Dowrick coming in with that reliable left foot. She pops it back to her teammate, and that's taken on the far wing by Carly on the flank. Again, just taking her time, plenty of time for the Victorians to push back. Good front position there from Vic Metro. Finds a teammate in Brancatisano. Western Australia, once again, they repel that attack. Doritzi running onto it, can't control it. Drops to the ground. Good work there from Maguire, picking it up, throwing it over the shoulder, and Fabry can't control it. Picks the ball up. Caruso comes up with it from Vic Metro.
Well, the tackling pressure there from WA again, just making sure Vic Metro had the numbers, but they were just so determined to make sure Vic Metro couldn't run the ball out with the numbers they had.
Great work there from Doritzi to Duffy, but well read by the Vic Metro girls to smother it off the boot of Duffy. Driving out the far side is Price.
It's been really fascinating when Vic Metro, a number of times they've had the ball and they've been able to run out of, they'd have to come boundary side to run out of the traffic, and they've persisted in running back into the traffic, and as a result they've created more stoppages when they could have actually gotten out, like we're seeing now from Hodder, who's taken the ball out a little bit wider.
Muir pops it on the boot. It's got a bit of space, but Vic Metro should get there first, and a good grab by McPherson again. She's been solid in defence today. Spots her teammate in Price. Steps back inside, just gets it away. Cornish on the boot, front position. Good attacking work there by Peskid from Western Australia. Gets the handball off Doritzi, gets it back to her teammate. Can't quite control it though. Brancatisano. Again, can't control it as well. Drives the ball forward, but straight down the throat of Guerin. Switches it across field, spots Press Parkes. She's getting some treatment out there. Not by the physio, but by the other opposition.
Well, it's really interesting. It's a really great indication of where both teams are at there. No one running from behind to support Press Parkes, where WA, you know, this was the product of the work that they were doing. They were attacking that contest with intensity and got themselves another shot on goal. It looks like a bit of a soccer match down there.
Absolutely. So we've got Muir from Western Australia. Just couldn't quite get a boot to that. It was good defensive work from Vic Metro. Desperation. The ball up, Cara Data, tapping it back. Deegan sniffing around, looking for another goal.
Anticipate forward!
And there's a ball up about 20 metres out from the Western Australian goals. Cara Data versus Kendall. Driven into the ground by Yaron. Another ball up.
There's some pretty tired bodies out there. This game has been played with frenetic pace. As we see, Madeline Press Parkes is making her way to the bench. She's looking a little bit tired and sore as well. And a lot of footy for these girls this week. 3 games in 5 days, 24 players per squad. So they'll cover a fair few Ks this week. And this has been a tough ask, this first game for both teams today.
Good clearance from Guerin and super pressure there from Hugo Hayward.
But again, you know, another Vic Metro player being able to run, you know, choosing to run back into traffic when they have a lot of space out wider, refusing to use the width.
Potter again, couldn't quite bring it back far enough, and it's not taken by Vic Metro.
I really like the work of McPherson today. She's just competed in the air really well. Her hands look really sure. She's got great presence, really nice strong shoulders, and she's held that front spot really well and been, you know, a real live wire for the Vic Metro defenders.
Good work by Vic Metro, clearing out there, but only as far as McAuliffe, but she can't hold it, the mark. Beautiful work by Pickett, driving through the pack. Straight down the throat of Vic Metro though. In Price. Pushing it out wide, but beautifully read by Duffy. And she's put it straight down the throat of Cara Data.
What I'm really liking is the composure of the West Australians as they go inside 50. They lower their eyes, not just blazing away and bombing it deep inside, kicking and hoping. You know, and they've got legitimate options coming at them.
Just gone across the face there. It's kept it in though. Wrapped up on the far side. Another ball up. Another opportunity here for Western Australia. Cara Data. Back shot on goal. In the ruck. Smith bin Omar kicks it through for a behind for Western Australia. Only a bit under 2.5 minutes left. Clear it out the back. No one can take the mark. Good body work again. Western Australia, little shuffle out the back, touched off the boot.
Great fist from Isabel Quintal there. Terrific effort. Good pressure. Too high on the tackle. Been a hard day in the office down there for Quintal in defence.
This is Sargent putting it to the... Oh, and that's a... Not going to pay that. That's so unlucky.
Almost
that was a great effort
mark
from Muir.
Well, hasn't it been wonderful, Jules, to see the girls' exploits in the air? They've really worked hard. I mean, contested marking is probably the weakest part of the women's game, I'd say, just the lack of body strength, but just the way these younger women have showed that that's the part of the game they want to get better at and they're going to try and attempt and bring. In these national championships, it's all about applying the things that you're going to need to have in the future. So it's really terrific to see them throw their bodies around and really try and take those aerial contested marks.
So they're clearing out for Vic Metro then is Olivia Flanagan. Pops it on the boot, tries to give a bit of breathing space. Duffy drops back. Doesn't quite get it off the boot beautifully, but
goes again though,
Duffy. Work. Squares up, just kicks it. Oh, play on, very unlucky. I thought that was a pretty good grab there from Vic Metro.
I think it came off
Price.
hands from the Metro player in front and then disposed of the ball and got held without it. So And we see this again from Western Australia, just not keen to just blaze away. If they're not inside 30, then they're looking to pass it off, and they've really got great structure around their forward setup. So again, yes, a tighter angle, but a little bit closer to goal, but they'll have options presenting now out of the goal square as we've seen all game. So really well structured, well coached forward line from the West Australians.
Jessica Cox. Trying to have her first shot on goal. Pushes out to the right. We've only got about 25 seconds left on the clock, so Western Australia are going to run away with this win today. Vic Metro fought valiantly though. Good fly. Great effort from Sargent, trying to get that last score on the board.
Well-deserved result from the West Australians today. They've worked really hard, and as a side and goes to end this first game for both teams of the championships. WA 6-11-47 defeated Vic Metro 3-2-20, 27-point win to the West Australians.
Goal scorers for Western Australia today: Bartlett with 2, Deegan with 2, Maguire and Yarran. And then for Vic Metro with their 3, Woods, Newton and Flanagan. Kept scoreless in that last quarter. They really sort of ran out of legs there. You could see Press Parkes was absolutely desperate on her feet on the far side, and they had to drag her because she just could not run any further. She'd covered so much ground today.
Absolutely, and she's had 22 touches today, 7 marks, and those possessions are all across the ground. She had 6 inside 50 kicks and 3 rebounding 50 kicks, so it really demonstrates, what they've relied on her to do today. But, as you know, at this level, you can't rely on one player to do all the work for you. So it was a real win when Metro had to push her back into defence for the WA. That was a real win for them. But look, for the Metro girls, Brent Catasano on debut, 15 touches. McPherson, 12 touches, 7 marks, and I'd say most of those were contested. She was really terrific. Maddie Guerin on debut, having been an emergency a couple of times for this team, 12 possessions. And then for the victors, Dowrick, 17 touches, supported by Deegan with 16, Duffy 14, as Duffy does, Bartlett 13, Smith bin Omar 12 and Bowen 11. So some really it was a well-rounded team effort from the West Australians today. I didn't think there was anyone that sort of really stood out. They shared the ball around really well, and across all 3 zones of the ground they were very consistent performers. They ran in numbers, they spread really well, and then transitioned back offensively and defensively extraordinarily. So terrific result for Western Australia to get a win on the board today against Vic Metro.
Absolutely. So we've got 3 winners from today: Vic Metro. We've got Western Australia, Vic Country, and the Allies. Any sort of thoughts on if we had to pick a winner at this stage, if anyone was allowed to win?
If anyone was allowed to win. Look, I think, on the performance today from WA, they've obviously gone back after the first round of games and done a fair bit of work on their game style. I think both WA and Vic Country are both very outside teams, and tough effort from Vic Country today. They'll be sore because they had to work really hard to get that result. But the game between Vic Country and WA will really sort of showcase, where I think everyone's sitting. And look, at the moment, Vic Country, WA and Queensland all very evenly balanced, but you'd probably say Vic Country probably a little bit classier by foot with their disposal rate, and that might be the difference for them. But wow, WA, just outstanding effort today. Very exciting stuff. And we that's all we've got for you today from the NAB AFLW Under-18s here at Bondi University. Bondi. I'm getting the beach. Bondi University. But we'll be back on Wednesday with the day 2 of the Under-18 National Championships from Broadbeach Football Club, and we look forward to having your company then.